Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Factorio Living with Biters. Where in the previous episode we were working on getting a new iron supply going. We got it being smelted and everything, and hopefully that will help with our iron issues. But I've been told there's a couple of things that I've missed on these miners, so I'm going to see if I can spot all of those. Something about one not being connected somewhere. There we go. And also, someone said one didn't have all the modules, I think. Ah, there we go. I don't know how I've messed that one up. We will go and fix that too. There's a belt. We have millions of them at the moment. And we should have millions of modules as well. There we go. We actually have too many at the moment. I'll have to try and get rid of some, but that should be fine. Alright, everything's going okay at the moment. Half of these aren't even running, which is a sign that we could expand. I may do that. I might add in another column, which should about get all of these running. Should work out quite well. And then that should definitely fix the problems if they're not already fixed. But we'll make our way down anyway. We'll try and get some more work done on the walls, specifically the south one. Get that at least started onto it. Maybe I should put some belts. I should probably put some belts stopping biters from tearing the walls apart of that outpost, because I imagine they will probably try and do that at every opportunity, and there's no bots nearby, so there's nothing much to stop them. So I'll just do a quick run around and let's put outward-facing walls, because that's the problem when the when you can't have a circle going all around the edge. Because you can't, like, push the biters around in whatever direction they need to go, because if they want to go from here to here, you can't push them that... Yeah, anyway, so pushing them out probably makes more sense. It might help get them where they need to go, and at the very least it will reduce the amount of damage they do to the walls. Or provide an early warning system if the biters blow the walls up first. Not the walls, the belts. This is all red now. I've not missed any bits of it as far as I can tell. Oop, hello bots. Taking many random things. There's some more random things. I've got stupid amounts of copper cable. Who knows even why I have those? They'll just end up going in a storage chest if I dump them, so I'll just try and remember when I go back to the base, go buy circuit production, combining words again, then I will put the copper wire into the circuit production there. There we go, everything's cleared. So yeah, this is working okay. I was told about ratios and like how many inserters for each belt and stuff, and I've promptly forgotten. I think it works out that like these are more than enough to keep this belt loaded. These are not enough to keep these belts unloaded and things like that. So we could extend this and get more loading capacity, and maybe that's a good idea. We really want the miners running as fast as possible. I will go down to the main base and see how the iron is doing now, because it's definitely looking a lot healthier at least. It might be enough, who knows. Then again, I'm requesting millions of gears right now for all the red belts I made, so that's not going to help the situation. There it is. I don't see any bots retrieving iron from the provider chest. That is a very good sign. That might be about to change with all the geared stuff happening, but we'll see. So yeah, it takes out a fair chunk of the supply, half of it, probably. And the belt is definitely looking a lot healthier than before. This might now be enough to keep everything fairly happy in terms of its iron supply. There we go, we've been resupplied with everything. For some reason we were being delivered standard belts, even though we already have millions. Oh, I am requesting 200. That is probably why. But yes, this is all done. As far as I can tell, this is all apparently shut down. Yep, the supply of all this stuff has built up. That is a good sign. Things are winding down. Guess we'll stick those there. Seeing as we're not ready to shut the factory down yet, I might as well give the factory some more to do. So we'll make some more speed modules, and that will be helpful later because they're using a lot of power suit stuff. But yeah, that might mean like there's not that much needing to be made at this point. There's ammo, which will use up a lot of raw materials, but modules was sort of the main thing using up our supplies. This thing's moving fairly slow. It's speeding up a bit now because we've asked for a bunch of circuit-based stuff. But we'll find an assembler that's running particularly often and just fill it with those. Try and spread them out a little bit. That should be fine. How is the ammo? That looks nice, I think, if I've read it correctly. Oops. That looks very nice indeed, though at the moment steel is looking terrible. What has happened to it? Is it just broken, or have I done things wrong? Because there's supposed to be steel all along here, right? Where's it come in? It comes in there, which comes from there, which comes from here, which comes from over here. Ah, some of these aren't running. Oh, because the belts are... Because it's a one-sided thing. Let's get a belt bouncer in here somewhere. It doesn't line up, but we can make it line up. Let's get a splitter. There's one. I'm just going to break it here. I was told about a better splitter design that splits things more effectively, but this one works well enough. In this situation, it will be enough to sort it, and they're lovely and compact, and I like them because I came up with them. And they're small, and stuff, and reasons. Occasionally, I might use like proper ones that split things really effectively, but generally, this will do. Yeah, that should mean that all the furnaces can keep the steel supply running. That will increase the ammo production and be generally good for us. And we sort of have a bunch of extra steel. I guess we could dump this and it'll either go somewhere useful or just sit around in storage chests for all eternity. How are the miners? No change. The remaining ones all have a lot to get through. We could increase the density, but there's no rush with these. I'd rather have them last as long as possible, really. So we can still use them after the potential loss of further out supplies. These are all running... Well, I said that well enough, but some of these down here are off, which is a shame. But it seems like iron is okay. The belt, is it backing up? I guess it is. If it's backed up that far, it's going to keep backing up, so that is an excellent sign. We might have broken it again. Actually, that still looks like it's improving. This is fantastic news. It's also getting extremely one-sided. I should balance this. I guess I would need to balance it further towards the source. And that's too far away, so I can't be bothered. Let's just go this way. Get on with some more wall stuff. We've been ignoring it for a while. It's becoming more and more clear that we're not going to be ready by episode 100. But that's fine. It was just an arbitrary number anyway. We just attribute significance to this number despite it being no different from any other numbers in particular. Except in some mathematical senses, or whatever. Right, I mean, really, it's just the number of digits we have multiplied by the number of digits we have. It's very strange. Right, where do we start this? There's so many biter bases around here, there is no room to put in a proper wall unless we go really far out. Which we could do. Having it there is not too terrible an idea, but there will do. But there is that there. Never mind this. It's been sat here this whole time. We've never really needed it up until now when we've not been paying much attention here. But yeah, this is like... This is too cramped. Oh, there's one of the attacks. Let's go fix it if we can. It's actually quite awkward. But then again, it's been so long since this attack started. He probably doesn't want to be here anymore. So if I just remove it... Oh, no. There we go. Everything's fine. Do we have a damaged wall on our person? Apparently not. We managed to mine it at the correct moment. So yeah, best wall location would be somewhere around here, running through here, trying to sneak through there. And then here it gets a little bit more open, just because we're next to the stuff already, we can just run along here. Open area there. Stupid amount of worms there, that's going to be an interesting one to deal with. We will have to see how that goes. Oh, the whole lot of laser turrets are going to be needed there, in every spare gap. Right, let's get our blueprints. So, yeah, immediately we can't fit the belts in, but we can fit everything else in. But we could do this, just merge it in with the solar panel outpost thing itself, which is not a terrible idea. Perhaps we should just set up some custom ones, based on how this all lines up. Because we go to there, then we go to there, and then we have an awkward bit on the end is the thing. And we want something similar for those two up there as well. Yeah, I think I'll just come up with my own design for this one. whole lot of biters here I'm going to have to deal with, though. That's slightly awkward, but we'll do what we can. This is going to have to be a very tooth and nail sort of fight. He says, and then everything just clears up and it's all fine, and the one remaining biter just wanders off, and that was easy. Well done me. I was worried that was going to take absolutely ages, but no, that was fantastic. We can just clear out the innards and fill it with turrets and such. We'll replace all these. Oops. Like so. And then once everything's cleared out, we can start working out how we can put in some turrets in a nice looking fashion of some description. I said once the bots clear out the walls, come on guys. What are you doing? I guess I can start on the next ones while that's happening. See if I can grab a good opportunity. All the biters have arrived. Oh, stop, no, stop, there we go. One guy in there, I'm just going to trap him in. That's fine. Seal him off, open it up, off he goes. And we will give the same order for here. Everything is at least inside construction range. Whoops, my own bots were doing that one. Hold steady power, you can do it. You're fine, mostly fine. Only like a third of it, not so much of a problem. This place is nice and clear thanks to the biters being a fair bit back. But there's always the one. There's always the one. Right, there we go. Sorted. Clear it out. Now, how am I going to disconnect these from the power? I've just remembered this. Oh dear. We could move it out some more, I guess. That's doable. How far can we go with it? Two more. Two more might be enough. If we use small power poles, it should be okay. But yeah, we're really having to be careful with this. I mean, one of the things we're going to do before we set everything off, I think, is just, like, wall this off and make this one big compound. Once it doesn't matter anymore that the biters will be trying to attack everything all the time. And yeah, we'll just have these all wire into that, I guess, but maybe not a long range, because all sorts of accidents could happen with that. Have it connect up to this, some sort of switch somewhere around this area, I'm imagining. That just connects all the power stuff here. But then we have to have another power network going around, and sometimes within this space too. It's going to be very interesting. You can, like, deliberately take wires out of, like, remove wires from between two power poles and things like that. And I think we may be making decent use of that particular feature. We can actually only move this out by one. We could just go for walls in this one spot. It'll be fine everywhere else. I just hope the biters don't get particularly angry around that area, even though they already have once. Oh, we can go out by 3, can't we, because of weirdness? As long as we don't use belts. So yeah, I'm just going to try that. They may even spawn inside the thing, but there'll be turrets there, so whatever. When the time comes, they'll all be annihilated, probably. Whoops, come on, there we go. And then we've got to try and get these... Oh, aha, stopped you. And now there's 3 of them. Takes you back this to, like, back in the episode 60 whatever. With all the times we had to play Jezball or Quicks or whatever. Because there's been a lot less compound building recently. And definitely a lot less on a large scale. I guess we'll keep this lined up, it makes more sense vaguely. Seal him off. All the way over to here. Open it up. Off he goes. Nice and simple. This should give us enough clearance for the power poles to not automatically connect to the ones on the solar panels. There we go, everything's charged. Let's go back to this one. Now it's all been cleared. I mean, we could move this one up too, there's enough room here as well. There was almost enough room to have a normal outpost. This one we can even keep the belts. So I think I will do that. There we go. There's a couple of spaces around here that we could put more power stuff in. Because I think I'm going to be extending the wall quite a way here anyway. So we can get a bit more generation operational before we begin. Just so that we have a little bit more kick initially from our laser turrets, which should stop having to run after a short while. Some of them will just end up running anyway because they'll be already near to outside bases. There are so many bases in this spot. Come on, guys. Help me out here. What is this? I'm going to, like, seal off little bits at a time. Wait, he's... There we go. Trapped in a tiny space. That's sorted. Then there's this one guy who just isn't moving. Because there's always one. Off you go. And another one takes your place. And he leaves too. There we go. I'm going to move away before I order the deconstruction here. Whoops, I went outside logistics range and all those bots have now been sent home. That was a slight mistake. There we go. We all sort out that. I'm just going to come over here and sort out these ones. In the meantime. So, something like this. I mean, how much space have we got here? We've got 27 squares. So if we made something that was 9 by 9 or whatever, that would work. That looks okay. A gap of 3 between each one and then 2 in the middle. Maybe put it slightly off center like that just because that works out better. Or maybe we could squeeze more in if we did something like this. That works. That's okay. Nice heavy defensive system for our power network, which is the important one. And then, so if we put power poles here, they don't connect up to the ones over there. If there were one more along, they would. So we've gone as far as we have to. Wait, if I measured this wrong, is it that? It is that. Okay, that makes things slightly fillier. We could do something like this. Doesn't leave quite enough room on one side, though. I want it to look nice, even though that's not really that important. Otherwise it's odd numbered. So we have to have something like this if we want it to be symmetrical. That works out. Actually, yeah, that's better than before, because I got it wrong because this one was longer, so that's fine. That'll be okay. Ooh, explosion. I missed where it was, like I always do. Hopefully it wasn't important. We will see. Nothing's currently being damaged other than walls and belts, so hopefully it wasn't a biter breaking into a compound somewhere and preparing to cause a lot of havoc. Right, get all these wired up. Oops. There we go. And then we need requesters. We've run out of them. We'll just craft a bunch. We'll need a bunch. Everything else I think we're still decently supplied on. We'll put these in. I could even blueprint this particular design just to speed up putting it in the remaining 2 locations. We might have them like over there too or something, who knows. We could just blueprint a small section of it and then just use that as a general thing. We don't even need these ones. I don't know why I put these ones in. I was being absent-minded. I mean, it's a bit of a backup system, but it's probably not that important that we have those sort of backups. Get a bunch of fast inserters. Get those loading in. And we've got a nice fancy new defensive system for our solar panels, which will hopefully not crumble in the face of overwhelming odds once we actually activate everything. There we go. And, I mean, any of these that we're not using, I don't want to make another blueprint. We still don't have the blueprint book. I'll just do it manually, it'll be fine. It'll take like a few seconds longer. I also need to make the turrets to begin with. Only 3 attacks going on now, that's good. The one on the belt must have been sorted by the belt pushing it along. I like it when my system self-manages itself. Come on, get with... Oh, I guess I can do the other stuff while it's crafting. like so. Helps me to work out the spacing later as well. Requesters, there, there, and there. Inserters. Oops, there, 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 there. Ended up with some random extra wood again. There are our turrets. Excellent. We'll go back to the first one. That should all be sorted by now. We will do the belts here as well. Keep the biters happy for the moment. I might put some more defenses in here just because there's room. And that's always good. This might not be enough. That's entirely possible. It's not the densest of defensive systems I could have. I could definitely compress it in a bit more. And these biters are going to be absolutely vicious. I would not be surprised if as soon as we begin the war, we start seeing behemoths. Because it definitely feels like it's been long enough. Then again, it's been a lot less than in a lot of other series I've done. Because this always feels like it's longer just because it's real time. But I think it's currently the case that Factorio Towns, a series that started a long time after this one, has overtaken it in actual game time. But then for episode time, I think this has beaten maybe everything at this point, including Railworld. Right, that is all sorted. We still need proper wall stuff. I'll probably put a secondary wall in going there as well, just because that's a more open space. I mean, we could go for there, just to get a little bit, like, less of a front line to deal with, but then we need to rig so much of this stuff. I mean, we're going to have to rig all this stuff with laser turrets anyway. But that looks like the end for today. So, next episode we will continue with that, start working on having some sort of wall going through wherever we can, try and get as much of that done as possible. So with that, I shall say goodbye, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.